Hey everybody, it's Glenn back in this video with the Star Wars The Force Awakens Black Series First Order Snowtrooper Officer, which as we see from the sticker there is a Toys R Us exclusive. In fact, if you've been joining me toy hunting, you will have seen me pick up this very Snowtrooper at Toys R Us in my previous toy hunting video. The packaging back reads, the latest generation of cold weather assault stormtroopers. Snowtroopers wear advanced insulated armor and helmets that reduce the glare of icy terrain. So here is the First Order Stormtrooper Officer out of packaging, and as it was mentioned, they're the latest generation of Snowtroopers. Let's take a second to compare and contrast with the older generation, of course from Empire Strikes Back. So the newer one not exactly rocking the boat of the classic design, as it shares a number of familiar aspects, such as the long drawn out faceplate of the helmet and the skirting round the back. But still, it's certainly modernized for the new era. Taking a closer look, and minimal paint apps with some detailing added in black, and the minimalism in color combining with the glossiness of the plastic used for the armor give it a fresh look of being ready for inspection by Phasma or Hux. Regarding the helmet, and I'm surprised how much of its design it shares with Kylo Ren's. As soon as I saw this action figure, it struck me how the eye slit is only the tiniest sliver. I guess that's as noted on the packaging back to reduce the glare of snowy terrain. Yet further still, the design also dehumanizes the wearer, creating an ominous feeling. Perhaps it's the white and the way the helmet flares out towards the bottom, but I do get a Ku Klux Klan hood vibe from it. Fitting, I suppose, as General Hux is only a tiny moustache drawn on with a Sharpie away from being Hitler. Having watched a review of this action figure prior to seeing The Force Awakens, his stature really stood out to me in that review. Here side by side with a First Order Stormtrooper, and you can see the Snowtrooper is noticeably shorter. So when I saw the movie, their height was something I was looking out for. I mean, they don't get a lot of screen time, so if you were expecting the snowspeeder that we've seen on shelves at toy stores to be in action in the movie, you'd have been disappointed. Anyway, when the Snowtroopers are seen behind General Hux when he is delivering his address, I did notice that the stature of them did seem correct to the figure. That's comparing the figures, so let's now compare their blasters with the Snowtroopers on the right of the screen and the Stormtroopers on the left. As per the Stormtroopers blaster, the Snowtroopers one is of the same black and white colouring and of a similar design, yet it is a longer blaster, with the Snowtroopers blaster having a more rifle style butt to it. The Snowtrooper officer is sculpted with two gripping hands, yet his right hand also is sculpted with a trigger finger to best hold this weapon, because then the trigger finger fits into the trigger guard. Now looking at articulation, and the head rotates side to side but only slightly, and he barely looks down and up for two reasons. Firstly, the design of the helmet, and then secondly, that orange pauldron is essentially filling the gap in between the head and the body. At the shoulder, the arm rotates and then it hinges up. To fully hinge it up, you do need to finagle the arm a bit so that the shoulder armor there fits into the interior of the joint. At the elbow, there's rotation, and then the lower arm hinges up to not even a right angle to the upper arm, quite disappointing. Then there's rotation again at the wrist, and the hand is hinged, moving down slightly, and then a bit further up. So while there is enough articulation in the arms for him to be able to hold his blaster with both hands, it's not the most naturalistic of poses. And I do wish Hasbro would introduce double-jointed elbows to their Black Series, as this is a line that should be about superposability. And with the elbow articulation they currently have, it's failing the dynamic posing of characters that wield blasters and lightsabers. There is no waist rotation, but they have cleverly hidden the diaphragm joint underneath the chest plate there, and that is a rotating joint, plus it moves slightly forward and then only very slightly back too. The skirting round the back here is made of a flexible vinyl, yet it still does inhibit the full range of articulation of the legs at the hips, but you can get about as much articulation out of the legs as you would want really. Then there's upper leg rotation, followed by a double jointed knee. Then at the ankle, the feet are hinged, although the movement backwards and forwards is inhibited by that sculpt there, plus they also have an ankle rocker pivot, with this being his widest stance possible, still with both feet flat on the floor. Now, making this Snowtrooper Officer exclusive, both a Snowtrooper Officer and an exclusive, is the inclusion of the orange pauldron here. I think if you pop the head off, it is removable. That way you could also have a regular Snowtrooper and save you from having to buy the one that's set to be released in the regular non-store exclusive Black Series. That is, of course, coming without the Officer Orange Pauldron. And for the orange pauldron that comes with the exclusive Snowtrooper Officer, Toys R Us, at least the one I went to anyway, are charging a premium for it, as it was priced at $22.99 compared to the $21.99 of the rest of the regular Black Series. A bit sneaky. But as we leave the Snowtrooper Officer nestling in between Kylo Ren and Finn, and if this video has left you wanting more of the Force Awakens Black Series, then click this video for an all-in-one-place playlist, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.